Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a Canadian pensioner or you're planning your future retirement, today's video is going to blow your mind. We've got some major news coming from one of Canada's top financial leaders, Mark Carney. That's right, we're talking about the brand new pension plan that's set to roll out this Monday. And guess what? It's got an eye-watering $2,100 confirmed for pensioners. So, if you've been wondering how much more you'll be getting, or if this affects your retirement plans, stick around because I've got all the details. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a juicy update on finance, government changes, and all things money. Let's get into it. To fully understand why Mark Carney's announcement is making waves across the country, we first need to talk about the context surrounding Canadian pension plans in general. Canada's pension system, particularly the Canada Pension Plan (CPP), has always been crucial in helping retirees live with dignity after their working years are over. The CPP provides a steady stream of income for Canadians once they reach retirement age. However, the world is changing fast, and financial systems around the globe need to adapt. In the past few years, we've seen a lot of uncertainty, from the global pandemic to skyrocketing inflation rates and housing prices. More and more Canadians are finding it difficult to save enough for their retirement. And even with the traditional CPP in place, the amount some are getting just isn't enough to live comfortably in today's economy. This has led to some serious calls for reform from political leaders, economists, and yes, even Mark Carney, who is known for his sharp insights on global financial systems. Now, for those of you who may not know, Mark Carney is a former governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. He's a well-respected figure in global financial circles, and he's often been at the forefront of shaping monetary policies both here in Canada and abroad. Carney is someone who understands the complexities of economic systems and the pressure on working Canadians, especially pensioners. For the last couple of years, Carney has been vocal about the need for reforms in Canada's pension system. He's spoken about the reality that many Canadians simply aren't saving enough, that inflation is eroding purchasing power, and that the traditional CPP, while beneficial, might not be sufficient in the long term. So, when Carney's team announced a major update to the CPP, it immediately caught everyone's attention. Here's where it gets really exciting. Starting this Monday, pensioners across Canada will see a significant increase in their CPP payments. And we're talking about a confirmed amount of $2,100 for eligible individuals. Yes, you heard that right. The government, in collaboration with Carney and other economic experts, has decided to increase the monthly CPP payout for all qualifying pensioners. This is huge. But let's break down exactly how this works. First, we need to understand who will be eligible for the increase and how it's going to affect them. The new plan is targeting individuals who have been paying into the CPP for a significant amount of time. This includes those who have contributed to the plan for at least 35 years or more. So, if you've been working and paying into the system for a majority of your life, you're in line for this boost. Now, how exactly will it affect your monthly income? Depending on your contributions, you could see anywhere from an additional $500 to $2,100 per month. That's a game changer, especially for people who have been relying on the traditional CPP to get by. So why is this change such a big deal? For starters, let's look at the current state of the CPP. As it stands, the average monthly payout from the CPP for a single retiree is just over $1,100. While this is a decent amount, it's certainly not enough to live comfortably, especially when factoring in inflation, increased costs of living, and other expenses like healthcare. For many Canadians, the CPP has served as a supplement to personal savings or workplace pensions, but with the new increase, it's going to serve as a much more substantial income for many seniors. The announcement is a clear acknowledgement from the Canadian government that the existing CPP wasn't enough to support pensioners fully, and they are taking steps to fix that. This is particularly important because we know that Canadians are living longer than ever before, and as life expectancy rises, many retirees are finding it harder to make their savings last. So, the extra $2,100 is a welcome relief for millions of pensioners who have been struggling to make ends meet. Okay, so the increase is great for pensioners, but what does it mean for the broader Canadian economy? To answer that, we need to consider the bigger picture. First, there's the obvious impact on individuals and families. For retirees, having an additional $2,100 each month can mean a big improvement in their quality of life. They'll be able to spend more on basic needs, leisure activities, and healthcare. This will not only help improve the well-being of seniors, but could also lead to increased consumer spending, which is a crucial driver of economic growth. But there's a second, often overlooked, benefit to this plan. It's a direct boost to Canada's middle class. A strong, well-supported middle class is key to ensuring long-term economic stability, and by bolstering the financial position of seniors, the government is indirectly helping to prop up the broader economy. Additionally, the extra spending from pensioners will likely have a positive impact on businesses. Think about it. More people with more disposable income means more money flowing into local economies, businesses, and services that cater to retirees. This creates a ripple effect that could lead to job creation and a more vibrant economy overall. Naturally, any major policy shift like this one will have political implications. And Mark Carney's involvement in this process could signal a shift in how the Canadian government is viewing economic reform. Carney's reputation as a financial expert has earned him the trust of both Liberals and Conservatives, so this could be a cross-party move to secure long-term financial stability for Canadians. However, there are some who may argue that these increases could place a strain on the national budget, and the cost of funding these higher payouts could be challenging to sustain. There may be concerns about how to continue financing the program without further raising taxes or cutting back on other public services. But despite the challenges, it's clear that this increase is a response to growing pressure from Canadians who want better support in retirement. The question now is whether this marks the beginning of a larger overhaul of the Canadian pension system, or if it's a one-off increase to meet immediate needs. As we approach Monday, when this massive change is officially implemented, you might be wondering what you need to do as a pensioner to make sure you're receiving your full entitlement. Well, the good news is that this new payment plan will be automatically applied to eligible individuals. You don't need to do anything special to receive your higher payments. However, if you're someone who's planning for retirement and wondering how this will affect your own financial planning, now is a great time to start thinking about adjusting your strategy. While the extra $2,100 per month is certainly a boon for many, it's important to remember that this might only cover a portion of your retirement needs. So, it's a good idea to speak with a financial advisor to ensure you're on track for a comfortable future. Also, keep an eye on any potential changes to the eligibility criteria in the coming months, as these can affect how and when you start receiving your benefits. You'll want to stay informed about any updates to the program, as Mark Carney and others in the government will likely be tweaking the system over time to ensure it remains sustainable. So, there you have it. The big news about Mark Carney's plan to boost the Canada Pension Plan is real, and it's happening this Monday. For millions of Canadians, this increase is a game changer that will provide much-needed relief in their retirement years. Whether you're a pensioner, planning for retirement, or just someone who's interested in how these changes will affect the economy, there's no doubt that this is a major shift in how Canada is supporting its aging population. What do you think about this increase? Is this the kind of reform we've been waiting for, or should there be more changes to the pension system? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the latest financial news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.